Oh, yep, that always happens. I don't know if it's noticeable, but let's finally get going. It's been way too long since I've done anything at all, including a stream, but things have... I'd rather not talk about it right now, so let's finally see what's going on here. As you can see, I still have this, and I also re-enabled the command to have mobs spawning, so... It's been too long. Gotta remember what happened. Oh yeah, I built this entire house here. Built a mine here. Yeah, I believe we settled on the edge of the mountain here and the plains biome. And I still have this sword here, which will be gone real fast. I don't want to use a sword like that. Let's see what's over here first. Oh yeah, we built these furnaces here. And found 2 different ticket line booths. Yeah, let's do this. And all we have is this amount of coal, so... we really need to get a bunch of stuff. Oh, I keep forgetting we have iron. And don't worry, I don't use diamonds to make this. What we're going to do is plant these seeds, plant the corn here. And I don't think there's anything else in here. I'll take the bone sword for the purposes of killing ants, and nothing else. Use the water bucket to clear out all the tall grass over here. I do want to be more active here, and I kind of want to switch this to the other scene, just to make sure everything goes right. Oh, yep. Oh, and another thing, I guess I'll probably state my reasons on why I haven't been active on any platform. And it's because I've had a secret project for the last 6-7 months. And I didn't want to share anything about it yet, but... now that it's been a while, I think I might share a couple things about it. While we're doing this over here. For one thing, while the streams I've had so far are fine at 720-60, I do eventually want to go back to 1080-60, like I used to before I realized that the stream quality completely... let's just say it wasn't great at all. Oh, and I remember the mountain biome. There's going to be so many rocks here that it's going to be a pain in the neck. Alright, as I was saying... Alright, as I was saying... before I keep interrupting myself multiple times... I've had a secret project go on. I'm gonna try to get rid of all these rocks as much as possible. That secret project is basically what's going to be used as my new editing rig. And also, it's going to be what I'm going to use to store videos. There's so many ants over here. And termites. Gotta find that termite nest fast. It might be one of these two over here. Oh, yep, it's one of these two. These things only spawn when there's a termite nest around. Alright. And I really despise termites. There's definitely multiple. These things are bad news. But I know a way to get rid of them. We just gotta go all the way to world spawn, make them despawn completely, and go back to homeland. That should take care of all the ants. Alright, back to that secret project. Well, we might need ink sacs later on. Alright, so that secret project. It's gonna be my editing rig for videos, and it's going to be the encoding rig too, so not only will the stream quality have a much better bitrate, but it's also going to be at a higher resolution too. And of course, it's not your usual computer. Why does this always happen? I go all the way out to flatten out some land, and of course the shovel is broken. Well, never mind about that. The editing rig. Well, for one, it'll be a lot easier to not put stress on this one every time I stream with it. Secondly, it won't be as difficult to use. I want to not use this diamond pickaxe for as much as possible. Gotta wait for sundown completely, do we? Third off, it's going to be using hardware that's not usually found on consumer-based systems. I mean, how am I supposed to hype up a workstation and completely forget to get a shovel again? Yes, it's going to be a workstation. And of course, I've incorporated a special graphics card for it. Spent so long getting this put together that I've completely forgot what I was about to say. No, that's not it. Yeah, let's get these termite nests out of here. Now I just gotta find an unstable ant nest. Alright, no, that's not what I was talking about. The workstation will be used to encode everything for the stream. I'll use my capture card to capture from this computer that I'm using right now, my personal rig that I built back in 21. Alright, enough of this. And of course, it's going to be probably as fast as this one for a fraction of the price. There's another ant nest right here. We're gonna try to find all these rocks so we can get rid of them. I think after this stream is over, I'm gonna go off-screen, get rid of all these rocks, and not have to worry about any of them. Especially since some of them are buried. Not all of them are, but this one, for example, was buried. It's also annoying trying to find them. It is super annoying to find these rocks. I'm doing this so we can hopefully have actual hostile mobs spawning again. Also, some of them, like the poison rock, might be able to be useful. This looks like an explosive rock. Kind of our fault for living in the mountain biome. I didn't really have this planned out, as I usually do. But of course, if the worst should happen, then I'll know exactly why. Oh, and I guess there's the painful rock. Where is it? It's 2 in a row. Not wasting the glass sword on an ant. There's a cave close by. I don't like this slow, painful process of collecting all these rocks, but I'd rather have hostile mobs spawn again. There's one all the way down here, isn't there? Ant nest, that's good. Ancient dried spit bug. There's a red ant nest, isn't there? Or it's just a random red ant. Really don't like when they just decide to hide themselves. There's a mantis. Don't think we can fight that yet. Unless we play it smart. Going to drain that. Alright, so hopefully with all those rocks gone, it'll at least spawn something. And not the skeletons we can do. Oh, I thought it was going to be a full-on structure, but I guess not. Probably have to go on the inside to actually take care of those skeletons. Now, as for putting... Yeah, all these rocks are going out. And so are the ant nests. Oh yeah, we found this last time, too. Look, these might be good for early game, but they're just not useful for late game. I also want to check here. Huh? Let's see. Oh, I guess a new feature was added on Twitch where the auto mods have been sorted into chatbots. That's cool. You're not getting away. You dropped chicken, and that's important. Lucky blocks. Let's do this just in case. Well, there's your problem. That bedrock's gonna be permanent in this world. It's almost like I've done absolutely nothing for the past couple months. But no. We're gonna solve our hunger problem. Make popcorn and make salted and buttered popcorn. Explosive rock, what are you doing in there? Egg will definitely go in there. The chicken will. Hoping those skeletons can actually... A waste of a bone sword. Just for both of you. Okay, all three of you get to feel the wrath of the bone sword. I really hope hostile mobs can spawn here, because I think all those rocks in both the desert and the mountain are preventing that from happening. So I'd say it's probably best if we drop some of this off here, like the iron. Keep the water bucket, we'll keep the dirt just in case. Probably drop those both off. Make an iron sword for the secondary hand. Actually, wait, that bone sword's probably going to be useful for killing the rocks that can't die in one hit. And of course, everything about the desert and the red ants. Oh, actually, if this mantis comes over here... This mantis better come over here. It probably would have been smarter to actually make a back entrance. But I think I know what I'm going to do. If it either despawns or doesn't bother showing up. Oh wait, I thought I saw it again. I guess it's not going to show up. I had this cool idea, and of course it doesn't want to show up. Oh well, that works. There are no sheep nearby, so there won't be any way to get a bed in the desert. And of course, the reason why mobs are probably not spawning. All because of these rocks here. These rocks only spawn in the desert and extreme hills biomes. That's the painful rock. That's a fire rock. Just like the others, they aren't easy to spot when they're buried in sand. However, they are a lot easier to spot in the desert as they stand out way too much. Use it on rocks like that one. I just want to clear these out. The problem is if we have rocks that spawn all the way up on these giant planet things, I guess, we won't be able to get to them. And the other downside of these planets... Ooh, explosive rock. They cast darkness so mobs can spawn. And the quirkiness of 1.6 never fails to amaze me. I'm just gonna gather this sand here to flatten it out a little bit. We just have to hope that the rocks don't spawn up there. I believe I know what that is. Huh? Better not be a regular dungeon. Because my luck, it's usually a cake dungeon. When you combine all the bad factors here, like the fact that you can't vein mine slabs, no, you really cannot vein mine slabs, and I think this one might be an underground rock. Yeah. Even these ones can still be buried. This won't work for what's over there. But we just need to have stuff spawn so everything can be obtained. And even so, not everything can be taken care of in one go. things out of my inventory, just have what's important right now. I have the sword, the shovel, the corn, and the torches. Oh, and I guess the sand can go too. See that specific bird over there? Well, it's different for the fact that it might be able to drop something special. But only if it can be killed. Birds with ore spawn just are a pain to kill. I don't want to get too close because that thing might spawn, but based on what I can see over there, it's not close enough to be a threat. This is definitely a lava pit. I can hear the lava. Some of these large rocks can actually go down in one hit. Of course, you gotta hope that it can die. These birds can still drop feathers, but they can drop something else, but only those ones can. There's one thing I usually do when it comes to getting all these rocks out of here, and it's usually to take care of them with the thunder stick. Or thunder... yeah, I think it's a thunder stick or thunder rod. It might actually be called a thunder staff. Oh, and sometimes these rocks can spawn on top of each other, so... yeah, this might be the most boring 2.5 hours that we're gonna have. But technically, it is resource gathering, so... and for a good reason. So, I guess I'll talk about the things I've done since the last time I've published anything. One thing, I found a bunch of old tapes from my late grandfather. Actually, my mom found them and brought them here, so I'm gonna archive those tapes to be heard digitally, and of course so they can be kept when those tapes eventually rot completely. Secondly, well, that workstation I've been taking care of. Man, it just shows you that building one yourself can be cheap, but not all the time. Huh? I hope that's not her. Yes, it can be cheaper to build your own PC, but that price also has to be set. Also, that was a mantis. And that's our sign to run back over here in the desert. If you set a good price, like if you're already spending more than $1,000, if not $1,500 on a PC, then that's usually where it's better to build it yourself. But less than $500 or even $600. Well, if you can find the parts for super cheap, then sure, it might be worth it. But you have to ask yourself, is it worth spending that much to build your own computer when it could technically be cheaper to buy a used pre-built? And I have to say that for words here, too. We're gonna gather the rest of these later. I just need to have enough sprint to run back over here. I don't think there's anything relatively important close by. But I'd rather us not explore in complete darkness. Also, you might be hearing this mic sounds a lot different than the one I used previously, and another thing that happened relatively recent is rearranging everything, so that also included moving my computer somewhere else. So until I get everything taken care of, it's just gonna sound like this. For now. It's not a permanent solution, but it kind of feels like one. Going to expand this for tomatoes. So we'll have tomatoes when they eventually grow. Also, I think I know what's over here. Yeah, little crickets. Yeah, minimap in this version has way more quirks than I'm used to. So that other half. Well, I'm gonna go over there where I heard zombies after we're done getting all the rocks taken care of. Or at least as many of them as possible. That pretty much clears them out over here. I don't think there's any more we have to worry about on this side. So let's now focus on this side over here where there's a lot more rocks. That's definitely not going to be used. We just want to have hostile mobs spawning again, so... Is it seriously buried under sandstone? Nope, it's buried underneath the sand as usual. It does always happen. But I really want to make sure all of this is taken care of, including getting all these painful rocks too. Oh, there's definitely a red ant nest over here. 100% a red ant nest close by. There's a high amount of these things. Yeah, red ant, regular ant. Making sure there's no other ant nests. Oh, there's another. Gonna be taking care of all of you with this sword. Now then, let's go to clearing out the rest of these rocks. And these ants too. Because why not? It's gonna be weird to think that I'm not gonna be fighting the mantis first. There's no way that it's gonna be underneath all of this sandstone again. But of course, those worms over there are not gonna give us... Alright. Alright, minimap. Stop being weird. Yes, I can check my rings later. Let's see. I don't think I had a watch. I don't know if I had a watch last time. But the weird sounds you might hear once in a while come from the watch I decided to get. And boy, did I... And boy, did I not wait. Food's gonna be a big problem if that doesn't start cooking. Well, if I don't start cooking the chicken, of course. I've gotten so many rocks, but it's still not enough for those mobs to spawn. Oh, man. All these small rocks everywhere, and still not enough. We're gonna take care of those worms once we have enough food. And empty this out a little bit. Actually, I'm gonna plant these last two. I don't know if they're gonna grow anything, but I'd rather leave them alone. This one's gonna have tomatoes before everything else. See that one right there? That's the one we should be able to kill. And as usual, it drops feathers and not the other item I want to show. It's only those birds right there. Not this red one over here. Of course it doesn't want to show itself. Because why wouldn't it? I'm gonna drop the sand and sandstone we have for now. Put this chicken back in here. We have apples, so I probably should not forget about the apples. And one more thing, I want to check OBS again, see if anything else has changed. Nope. That wasn't the bird I was looking for. That is. That one is not. This one is. And of course, it still dropped feathers. Yeah, not all of them are going to drop feathers. Because sometimes we get nothing from killing these birds. Every single bird here will drop feathers. And the red ants will drop a little bit more XP than your normal ants. And as for this, it's an obvious trap. You think I'm gonna fall for that? Now I just have to find a way to to grab them without falling, without triggering the trap. You know, Mantis, why couldn't you just show up over here? I do remember one thing I did, and it was going to the config of both Tree Capitator and Vein Miner, and adding, well, a terrible example because we don't have any of the tools. But of course, we're going to have Vein Miner taken care of. Just put the feathers here. We're gonna continue down back to the mines. In the meantime, we're gonna gather some obsidian. Oh, I can actually show you here. I actually added some of the ores here to Vein Miner, so salt ore can now be mined. Of course, I had to go into the config to actually make that happen, but I can actually mine salt ore. No, I did not add any of that. And besides, it's a troll block for the fact that it can simply just be mined without the required pickaxe. Oh, actually, that's a pretty cool 4 vein right there. Never mind, there's 6 of them. But first, we need the torches back. For this, I just want to get all this dirt taken care of. There were a few things I decided not to add to Vein Miner, and I think gravel might be one of the ones I decided not to add. I added obsidian to the config of Vein Miner for this version. Okay, make it 8. Why do I keep jumping? You know what? This'll be easier. Technically, it can be mined with an iron pickaxe, but it isn't always easy. You know, I really wanted hostile mobs to spawn, so it wouldn't feel as obnoxious in these caves. Of course, I still can't grab this without Vein Miner. You know, that's what I'm gonna do between this stream and the next one. It's gonna be 2 consecutive streams of Adventures of Ace Live. And what we're going to do is first fix the problem of hostile mobs not spawning. And secondly, actually be happy to be blown up by a creeper. Because I want that to happen. I want to have a creeper sneak up behind me and blow me up. Because I want that to happen. You know what? Sure, make another one. Let's turn these all. This is where obsidian was, so... Come on, come on. I want to cover that all up. show you that I can actually vein mine the obsidian. That's actually diamond ore. There's lava right there. Now, it's not always the case that diamonds spawn next to lava, but it can happen. So I'm going to do this and show you that I actually added obsidian to the blocks that vein mine. What we have is not enough. I'm not going to spend another good amount of time vein mining another block of obsidian, because I already did that. Save the good resources for later. This feels less fun without the hostile mobs. Without the vanilla mobs. I know what I'm going to do next. I'm going back up to the surface and finally taking care of those troll blocks. Doesn't mean we're gonna have a... And of course, also plan out the potential of a lava spill. We do not have a bucket, so that's not going to work. Oh, and another thing I found out is the coordinates that are shown. I think this mostly affects the negative coordinates, but it can also affect the positive ones. Because we're so close to 0 on the x-axis, if we build another portal here, there's a chance that it won't actually send us back. Oh, and actually, it's true for both coordinates. We're a little too close to 0, 0. So, to you, I might just be saying random stuff. And technically, it is the truth that I am randomly saying things here. Don't think that was the cave that we were going to. The nether portal can fail to... So you can go to the nether as you usually can, but it might fail to bring you back to the same portal and spawn you at a different portal much farther away. Why does this happen? Apparently it's a bug that happens with the nether portals with portals close to 0. We're gonna have a fun day with these troll ants. Ooh. And here's the reason. These things are dumb. Red ants are a lot easier to take care of. And luckily, they're stupid. Ooh. We just have to clear them out enough so we can get the vast majority of them taken care of without much of a fight. And it also clears these out. And save durability on our weapons. This is the main reason I wanted to gather a bucket of lava. Because when these things can pathfind to lava, they panic and die. For the termites, I want to do the same thing, but really make them pay. I don't care about these troll blocks, I just want them out of here. And get these ants out of here, too. Huh? Actually, this is the perfect opportunity to have a short break, so I'll be back in a moment. You'll see what I mean about the incomplete scenes. Alright, then, let's just return here. There's still another red ant. I don't know why some of them decide they want to go up here. There's still at least 2 more left. That takes care of all the red ants, and these troll blocks will constantly spawn ants. These ones here, they will spawn termites. And you know how much I love termites. Before I do that, I think I know how to make this work. I just have to destroy all the stairs. And it still didn't work. I want to get these out of here. Ooh. All the ones that are stuck down here, I can basically just kill. Oh. Yeah, forgot there was one up there. And I forgot to patch the hole out, too. That could have gone better, but... Yep. I hate termites more than I do the red ants. So we're gonna try to get rid of these ones as much as possible. Really don't like this. Where's my dirt? I don't want any more coming up. I'll be able to get rid of the rest of them without too much of an issue. You know what? I'm doing this. I'll be able to get rid of most of them. That makes most of them. sake for one last one. Alright, termite situation's been taken care of. Let's continue what we were doing before. Keep forgetting I've got this steak in the inventory. First, let me get this back up. Is this literally the cave we just ran into? Yep. Yeah, same cave and all. There's a reason why these caves, the caves before 1.7 completely ruined them? I don't know if I should say that. Basically made them less interesting, more predictable, and boring. There's a good reason why these were called the Swiss caves. Because they were basically everywhere. And it's no surprise, they kind of felt endless, too. But of course, not everything has an end. And the caves eventually do have an end. It's just that 1.7 reduced the caves. Basically nerfed them. All that for one piece of lapis. Gotta make sure next stream we're going to fix the mob spawning issue and figure out why hostile mobs are not spawning. But first, we gotta gather more materials. I'm already at that point where I'm gonna have to put another torch down. Check the battery life on this first. Yeah, 53, that's fine. Yeah, we've got 18 obsidian. We've got extra diamonds this time, so we're gonna need leather. If we don't already have leather. Oh, and it's completely dark. You know, I even have the mob spawning set to true, and it's still doing this. I mean, having a good bitrate is one thing, having a good stream is something else. And we already have books, so let me check if I accidentally got any more. There might have been something I accidentally got. Oh, these two I accidentally... I forgot to... Let me check and see if I still have the stats up. Let me check. It must be that one. No, it's not. Unsent 1. It would have been before. Yeah, I might have screwed up with the achievements. But never mind on that. We're gonna make this first. And pretty much do nothing with it for quite a while. Giant tree is definitely going soon. Yeah, I want to have tomatoes growing here. What, you have to be here right now? Mantis, I know you're an annoying nuisance. I want to try to strategize with this mantis and try to take it down without having too many issues. If it shows itself back up, or maybe not. You know, being all excited to finally strategize against the mantis, and it still decides not to show itself. All I end up getting is these troll blocks, and they shouldn't have been worth anything. Aren't the amethyst boots worth more? I'm gonna check and see if they actually are worth putting on. Actually, what I think here is it's better in durability than emerald is. And all this took was just a bunch of termites. Yeah, it's just higher durability, and I think that's all that really is. Dungeon resource gathering, alright. I'm gonna see what the zombies over here are about. And then probably take care of some worms over here too. And that bird just ran into a cactus and died. Okay then. Alright, so heard zombies right around here. Just gotta make sure where we are is correct. And hopefully it is. Oh, we're close by. don't want to dig down into the... to where these zombies are, but I do want to see what's up. There's a cave, and I think this might just be a regular mob spawner. Yeah, this is just a regular mob spawner. Yeah, this is literally just a zombie spawner right here. I can see the third zombie. Oh, I really don't like baby zombies. Yeah, this is literally just a zombie dungeon. And nothing else. So that made the iron sword pointless. We're gonna gather all these. There's only so much I can do with these draconic blades. But I'm actually glad there's a huge vein of coal ore right here. Because it leads into an entire cave. There's a whole entire cave system down here. Well, that's going to be saved for another time. For now, we got to get back up to the surface. Alright, that's one dungeon down. And yeah, we got a name tag from that. This was back before you can actually craft them. In fact, I'm pretty certain before the crafting recipe for... No, I don't know if you can craft name tags in current versions. But I think it was leads that you weren't... that you were able to craft. Name tags, I don't think you were able to craft until a much later version. There's the red bird. Man, such a dumb bird to follow. And what for what? Feathers again? Or nothing. There's another red one somewhere. And again, nothing. This makes me believe I'm the one lying to everyone about that special drop the specific birds drop, and I'm not exactly happy about it. Just want to make sure anything that can go in here can go in here. I'm still keeping the amethyst in there. Alrighty then. Of course. If there's one project that I'm honestly gonna believe that's so dumb that it should not be done, it's probably creating a TNT warehouse. First off, you'd need so many stacks of sand just to be able to make the TNT. Secondly, you have to make the structure itself. And third, if something goes wrong, all of that TNT would just blow up. That zombie spawner gave us a bucket. Did it give us rotten flesh from any of them? So, all those zombies and no rotten flesh. Good to know. We're gonna make sure that we don't have an empty hunger bar when we eventually fight those worms. The worms are beyond this part of the desert. But first, we gotta empty out the unnecessary items. I feel like clearing out those worms might be our best bet if we want to have normal mobs spawning. And since this is not the beginning of the game again, definitely putting that away. The bucket can go... Yeah, the empty bucket can go in here. And I'm not accidentally mute. Because I checked and made sure that I wasn't. Just in case. Nope. Would actually be nice to make it a little easier on myself to have a third display, but... The problem is finding a place to put that third display. I mean, 2's already... Actually, I'm not sure what I think of 2. Never mind, we already have the swords here. Besides, I know what drops rotten flesh. Those worms do. They are also going to be the most annoying. Man, if that wasn't the one I can't actually defeat, I would actually go over there. I only have enough tolerance to defeat 2 of these. And there's a reason why I don't like these. Not just on the fact that these are hard to kill, but that. We need to clear up the red ant. That's not the red ant nest. That's not a red ant nest either. There's so many red ants here. Where's the red ant nest? Oh. You know what? Let's just go back this way. I want to empty out all these buckets. Oh yeah, in older versions, buckets used to not stack. good thing they can stack to 16. Here's the main reason. You might have seen one of the worms over there had particles, and that usually indicates that it is a buffed version of a mob, of a hostile mob. These tomatoes are going to be important. That isn't. Really wish we had shears. It would make this a lot easier. So, in that instance, that worm happened to be buffed with the ability to use potions against us. And I hate that buff so much. Not as bad as others. Two others that are so bad that I had to disable him. Yeah, cold season's approaching us again, so it's not going to be easy for any of us. Alright, as I was saying, that worm has the ability to use potions like a witch normally does. However, it can't regenerate using those potions. This annoying fight. Just gotta hope I don't get hit by the potion. Holy what? Are they all the same? I'm pretty certain I said it, so there was a small chance of them having... Oh, what went wrong? Why do so many... Why do they all have the same... Oh, I got hit full time. I know one thing. I wish I had a thunder staff. So instead of the worms, why are they all buffed with... That buff that you saw is Alchemist, and I don't know why every single one of those small worms has that buff. I think this can be the spawner we can use for skeletons. Yeah, this will be skeletons. Put a torch here so there's less of a chance of these skeletons spawning. That doesn't mean they can't spawn, it just means that it would be a little bit easier to clean up all this sand. I want to experience the annoyance of having to deal with these skeletons, especially since I believe 1.5 made skeletons more annoying. These guys can still spawn. Please let me have at least enough sand to clear out the sides. Alright, so we have an easy way to get bones. By the way, those are scorpions you're here. Really? I'm not dealing with the mantis right now. I just wanted to go over there. I might just set it to peaceful just so I can not deal with all those worms. Also, mantis. Why did it have to be a mantis? I just wanted... I believe... Yeah, this is how the butter is obtained. Red, seriously, not now. Please tell me that I can actually get this one. Okay, good. I was not lying. You can actually get rubies from those birds. And this is what I want to make against those stupid worms. But it won't happen with all these ants everywhere. All the normal stuff can spawn as usual. You are not what I'm looking for. But to hope to have 4 of those... Plus another 2 to upgrade the sword. I cannot show my weak side. I just want to make sure that I have a less cluttered inventory. I mean, I'd rather take the vanilla mobs than anything else, if it means I can clear out those worms one at a time. And to hope to get... Actually, no. Would it be like that? Why do I always keep putting things away that I don't want to put away? I have to go somewhere else just to place the portal on the chance that... It just takes us randomly somewhere else. Because I don't know why it works like that. But building a portal close to 0 in any direction has a chance to not send you back to that same portal. And somehow we're supposed to do this without... Oh, I almost right-clicked the butterfly. You know what? Get out of here. Yes, something does happen when you accidentally right-click these with an empty hand, and I'm not about to find out. We gotta find gravel. And I'm about to run out on the shovel. So forward thinking, make another shovel, right? Except I used all the wood up, and now we gotta chop one of these down. Surprisingly, it's weird. It works kind of like a debug stick. Come on, just make a shovel, and I'll be on my way. I'm keeping these just in case. Seeds I can care less about. If we can find a way to get more of the... Why do you always have to be an annoyance? Now, hopefully one of these caves has gravel, because we're going to need gravel. And a single piece of flint. Actually, yeah, this has gravel. Oh, there's one. But I want to gather some gravel in general. Now, this version, this was back before it became shapeless. We're going to get some blazes. I wanted to save the next stream as the nether stream, but I cannot tolerate those... I cannot tolerate the mantis anymore, and we're going to kill it. I'm keeping the flint and steel just in case something goes wrong. And usually something does. I think we have to be... Actually, we might not need to do something. We might not be able... Alright, I cannot say anything. I don't think we're gonna have to do much. Oh, you've got to be joking. Oh, there's one of these here, too. And yes, as usual, it drops nothing. Yeah, I think it's clear. Don't know if this is going to work, but we're gonna have to clear out the floor. And if you're hearing that, that would be cats trying to fight again. Okay, good. It won't show up. This can be the portal house. Are we all ready? Because we're going in here to find our solution. Oh. Yeah, we're gonna need to cover that up. We're gonna need to cover them both up. Don't be an alchemist again. Can't believe this is the first thing we're doing. At least enough to cover it, so it does not become a problem in the future. Same with this one. So we could... yeah, keep adjusting the mic. So we could have just died straight off. Incredible luck do we have. What incredible luck we have. I don't think it's over. That came from one of you, didn't it? Where I'm looking at it, the bitrate doesn't look terrible, but that's probably because it's a small screen. There's another fortress over there, so it's gonna take a while before we get there. But I most importantly want to protect the portal. From the ghast that's right over there. Come on, come on. It's not enough that it's just one side that needs to be protected. And actually, I'm gonna take care of this over here. Come on. The more I screw up on that, the more time that is wasted. I guess what I'm trying to say is a good piece of advice is to always protect your portal. Even if there isn't anything that's going to threaten it. We're not going to have enough, but don't really have enough to get a ceiling at the moment. I just want some kind of protection. Now then, where to start with this? Well, a good start is to probably get all this cobblestone that we had to use back. Another thing is probably clearing what you see over there is lava foam. You probably saw that a little bit earlier before getting interrupted by the mantis again. But surprisingly, this can only be mined with a diamond pickaxe. And yes, I added it to Vein Miner. And I think we just pretty much used it all to get that lapis mined. Now then, where are we gonna start the bridge to the... Could you believe it cannot be mined with a stone pickaxe? Alright, without anything else... I think over here might be where we're going to start bridging. For now, it's just going to be a one-wide bridge, because we probably don't have enough cobblestone. Oh, we literally have another stack of it, so... We'll have more than enough to get to the fortress. Saw the ghast on the map, and I'm wondering where it is. Oh, it's right there. Oh, I really don't like this. Alright, we need to get this fire out of here. Guests in this version are far more annoying than they are in the current version. Or at least as of... or at least as of my annoying coughing. I think it's far enough away. No, it's still there. Either it despawns, or we're gonna have to try to kill it. A little bit white here, so we have at least some kind of getaway. This wasn't exactly what I had planned. It's right there again. Maybe. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Why is there another one? I think we're going to get a bow. And I'm going to set this as the portal house. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is somehow find a way to make ourselves a bow. But the fact is we need 3 string, and we only have 1. And no way to get spiders. Could care less about this moth. Okay, good. That thing didn't spawn. I mean, for skeletons, it won't be too difficult to get them. Oh, actually, I think I might have an idea of how we can take care of those ghasts early on. And it involves the skeletons. As we already know, skeletons have a chance to drop their bow. So, by defeating skeletons, we can actually... What the hell was that cave sound? Alright, as I was saying before the cave sound interrupted us... First off, these rocks need to go. We didn't get them last time, so we're getting them now. Secondly, it's not going to be possible to get those worms taken care of unless we had a way to fight back. Right, I already took care of this one. And third... let's just hope that it won't be an annoying process. This makes me hate the hunger bar even more. Probably a good thing I grabbed smooth sandstone, because that's the only one we're going to be able to use. So in the time that we get a bunch of bones and arrows, we hopefully will get bows too. And there's so many worms that it's kind of a little out of control. We just gotta hope that we get lucky on the drops. Oh, and I guess I can do this to probably kill the skeleton in one hit. I really wish it was spiders, but we don't really have a choice. We'll get bones and arrows from this every time. We'll get plenty of bones and arrows first, and then we'll be able to shoot at those ghasts. All we have to do is just wait. Will this be good enough? I'd probably say we should probably get another bow and combine the two of them. Yep. The arrow of poison. I mean, I could cover that up and we can have a higher chance of these spawning, but look around us. We already have a higher chance of them spawning. Got a second one. Now we just have to grind for arrows. Could also play it smart and have the skeletons. Oh, we are not tolerating that one. Exploding arrows are not tolerated here. Oh, and I guess we can make arrows ourselves because we have feathers and sticks. We can make ourselves arrows without too much of an issue. I'll feel a little bit more confident getting another bow from these skeletons. We're going to that fortress no matter what. And it's almost 2:30. Ugh. We just gotta wait for these things to spawn. Yeah, after we get one more bow drop. Yeah, I think that bow should be good enough. And actually, we'll gather this sugarcane too. 'Cause I don't know if we're gonna see any more. Especially that direction's certain death. If we ever need to use something like a certain cactus here. Well, they're everywhere here, and we're not going to run out anytime soon. I am so annoyed by the coughing. But the cold season's coming, so that can't really be prevented. I don't think there's any sugarcane anywhere. So I think the 3 that we have might be the only 3 we're gonna have for a while. So while I don't believe I vein mined gravel, it would actually be nice to get fortune. But I know that's not happening. So we'll just gather the rest of the gravel like normal. And then go to the portal. All that gravel and only that much flint? I mean, that was more than a stack of gravel. Kinda want more than 5. Oh, not. Alright, enough of the red ants. Want to have 10, not 5. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I think 10 for a start. And I'll try to get feathers from these birds, even this one over here. Oh, I do not like when they just decide to glitch through the ground. Guess that one's not coming back. Yeah, we'll try to get some feathers from these birds. Put the sandstone away again. We had 8. We need 2 more feathers. From any bird. If they can actually, you know, come down here. Would be nice to make extra arrows. Take the 2 additional arrows here. Don't think they can spawn during the night, so we cannot have that happen. Basically use the bow on those ghasts. If any of them just happen to show up, then we'll do it. We'll shoot them down. I just want feathers from one of these birds. Not the ants, though. Even this one. Even this one over here. Come on over here. Alright, why do these birds always... Nope, that one dropped nothing. Might be... Drop nothing. Come on, you can drop feathers like the others. I don't want to kill chickens. Because I know all of you can continuously respawn. The chickens can't. Wait. I want to see if any of them die to the cactus. Any of them. That might be my best bet. As if they decide to die. Oh man, why do you have to be so annoying? Their hitbox is so small that it's almost impossible to hit them. And trying to chase them down is no fun. Okay, good. We can go back. This has higher saturation than the tomatoes do, so... And it also has higher saturation than chicken does. Why are you everywhere? Why are these red ants everywhere? I'm not trying to get them. Or the birds at the moment. Now then, we're going to finally make some arrows. Have some extra arrows just for those ghasts. And of course save time too. I'm gonna shoot that one down here with a bow. Make it as painful as possible. Better not be next to us. Just so we can continue bridging. All of that just so we can continue bridging over here. Okay, it's not in sight. But I'm not risking that. And I'm at least bridging up. Now, let's continue over to where the fortress is supposedly at. Alright, you weird. I don't want to fight that. We're not here to fight that. Oh, goody, these are here too. The red ant nests so happen to be in the nether. It's a good thing I found those before any of them could spawn. And I think it's really annoying cat. Oh man, that annoyance of a cat really grinds things here. Somehow I've got to... Maybe I might be a little... Start going down. Oh. think I found a spawner. However, I'm gonna have to find a different one. It's really trying to attack in the rear. Now it just so happens that both spawners happen to be out of the range. I guess for now we're gonna gather some glowstone. Or watch it drop into the lava. This is the troubling thing about having a dual setup. Is that one, it's not always easy keeping track of everything. And two, it's not as reliable. Out of all the places the blaze spawners could have been, this has the worst possible places for blaze spawners. So even that's not going to be easy. However, that's the only place we can go.
Hi guys! Hi.
Good to know that still works. Oh, skeleton. Make it easier. Alright, I kinda want the wither skeleton first. It's definitely isn't. Oh, yep. I'm gonna have to send you down. Because I cannot deal with ghasts at the moment. Oh, yep. Alrighty. Let's do this. I'm just gonna say, this is one of the worst fortresses I've ever had to... go... Man, this fortress absolutely sucks. And of course I didn't get one. I want to lure these blazes here. Good, we got a blaze rod. It'll take more than one, but that's good enough. I primarily want to find where the entrance of this... Seriously, on the map, you're seeing this. Oh, I saw Kyubi. No, I didn't. It's just more of these ants. Where is the ant nest? And there's a magma cube somewhere. Oh, there it is. ant nest needs to go. Doing pretty good right now. And yeah, this is what I was talking about. The 2 screens I have, even though I've got 2 of them, it's still somehow limiting. I don't know how any sane person is supposed to go around this jungle of a fortress just to find where the proper entrance is. How does something spawn like this, where it's so hard to navigate? I've been to so many different fortresses on on Java and Legacy console, and I've never had a fortress that's so difficult to go around. That there's no easy path to get through. Really leaves me no choice, does it? Alright, torches. I just wanted to get over here, but there's no easy path. I'm not keeping all 3 of them. And I primarily wanted netherwort. I also remembered we're gonna need ender pearls, but without being able to get endermen in the overworld due to everything that's going on, we basically have no way to get pearls. And I'm sick of this coughing too. I do not care about these rocks anymore. They need to go. Another thing that really gets me with this fortress specifically is that the 2 blaze spawners that it has happen to be in the worst possible spots. Oh, and I guess that ghast over there? Saddle definitely taking the gold ingot.
Hi, guys! Hi, Steve.
Should probably tell you that it's not really too wise to have self-promotions, because I have that as one of the rules. I never thought I'd have to be here this early. Also, I'm not sure if it's my experience with the Nether Fortress in 1.6 or not. Every time I have to drop these for stairs. And there are times where I'm a complete.
Hi, guys! Hi, Steve.
And then there are times where I'm completely dumb and not notice this in front of me and decide to take the hard way. But I still prove a point here. It is really hard to navigate fortress. This particular fortress has been one of the more difficult ones. Well, more annoying, as I should say. And I'm doing pretty good here. And I feel a little guilty of being the last 30 minutes, but that's why I've decided to go with 2 of them. Magma cubes would be nice, but that's not what we're... Yeah, of course it's a dead end. It's not important right now. And still somehow, I'm one of the few to not actually support newer versions. That doesn't mean it's not going to happen. That leads to a dead end. I do not care about it. There's no chest over there. And pretty certain we were already down there, and this has a chest over here, I believe. Yeah, and I think we might have... Oh no, we definitely didn't. I do not have the extra room, and I think I'm going to drop the feather. In a different chest. Good job, it leads to a dead end. Actually, we're gonna go back to this chest of here, drop a couple items that we don't need anymore, like the feather. Feather, don't care about single seeds. Just one. If these were stackable, I would take them, but since they're not going to be taken. I also kind of wish saddles were stackable in the base vanilla game. Maybe up to 16 at most. Because they feel like one of those items that would benefit from being stackable. I've done this, so we can take the chest. And it might look a little darker on any of your... Of course, on my end, it looks fine, especially since I have the whole center recording section, but maybe on someone else's, it probably isn't. I think for now I'm just gonna go back to the portal. Okay, that ghast is far enough away, it's not gonna be too much of a nuisance. What I would like is actually these skeletons. Oh, there's a blaze. Alright, I kinda want... Oh, I did not want to get hit. I want the wither skeleton first, and then I'm gonna take care of that blaze. Come on. You're really annoying, and I'm about to die. Yeah, that's our sign to go back. And I'm not dealing with it. Which other games do you play besides this? Well, the older LEGO games, I play those, but I don't try to bother with recording or streaming because that's just going to be a copyright nightmare. There are other PC games I play too, like there is one that's called Cosmic Reach, though I haven't played in quite a while. It's not really too many that I exclusively use mouse and keyboard. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is one of them I play. I do Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. Wind Waker, I've played all three of those. This is going to be annoying. We have no pearls, so it does not matter on that one. And I chose the wrong time to get rid of the feather. And I really mean it, because we could have just made a book and quill. This is why we can't make what I wanted to make, because we don't have the materials for it. I could literally just go down here and grab 2 more obsidian. And that wouldn't be too difficult. Just one. Ooh, scary cave noise. That's totally gonna get me. There's a lot more, but there's really too many for me to list. I had to grab 2 more just for the sake of it. How much time do you stream in a day? I usually... Let's see, the morning stream, or... It's not really a morning one if it's on 12, but... For this one, we're almost at the end. But we just want to make sure we have what we need first. It's a shame that one structure doesn't drop pearls or rubies. Oh yeah, that special bird I was talking about. The one that's like a red, but a darker red. Can sometimes drop rubies. And for that I mostly found out by accident. So, basically, the dark red variant of that bird that's right over there. The green one and all the other variants just drop feathers. One thing's for certain, we're going to make sure to put away everything. Let's see, that's just regular channel. I just want to put away all of this here. Quartz, the bricks can go, soul sand, that can go in there. I'm gonna deal with this another time. And probably make a basement. Now then, if we don't get absolutely wrecked by another mantis, I'll be able to check what's over at this one structure that's pretty far away. Yeah, waypoints. Sure. You can ask away. There's probably a good reason why I want to have a third display, because this might not be seen. The OBS Studio window might not be seen. Also, the newer versions, I'm not really in a rush to update OBS to the, version 32? That's right over here. I'll just make an extra waypoint here so I don't forget. Ticket land booth. This will be saved for another time. Yeah, I design customizations for streamers and content creators. I'll think about it when I'm done here. Maybe I can see a sample. Oh, yep. Be extra careful here. Oops. Oh, there are pearls here. And string. Oops. And of course, I made this worse for myself because I forgot I vein mined lava foam. Huh? Where did that come from? Wait, do these scorpions actually drop it? These seriously drop it? Maybe it's the fact that they die by the rats. Where am I getting these nuggets from? Is it from the rats? Alright, this needs to go. And yes, they are still annoying to take care of. Maybe it's the fact that the rats are killing the scorpions. Alright. Alright, maybe I'll take a look at it after. Okay, so I have an easy method of getting rotten flesh. Oh no, it's probably just because the scorpions can drop those. Yeah, it's just the random scorpion drops. Okay, so maybe I don't need the rats. The rats are exactly like how the ants and termites behave. Yeah, I think these are just rats, so I can just get rid of them. Use the correct pickaxe to get rid of them. There better not be any cheap shots over here. I guess I never realized that those scorpions can sometimes drop these. I'll probably do it when the stream is over. So I'll check it out once this is over. I just wish there was an easy way to get rubies. Yeah, they just have a chance to drop the nuggets. It's not a guarantee. But we should probably not go over here. Going back over here so we can just rest up. Okay, so we do have everything except for the feather, because I decided to leave them in the nether. Let me check one thing. Actually, better yet, why don't I do this? Oh, it's going to require updating. Maybe I'll open up my Discord so I can... I do have a general chat. Just gotta wait for this to open up. Honestly, I'm not exactly sure why they make frog sounds. Alright, so I think it's the welcome here. So how do I... Trying to remember how I did this before. Discord updated recently, and I'm not sure if I remember if there's the Discord invite code. If I do this, maybe I can get the code from here. Yeah, I can. Wait, not the YouTube chat. Let me post the invite code I have as the first code. Normally I use the other code as it's a temporary code, but here's this right here to my Discord server that I'm still working on. So once we're done here, really should have gotten another feather. Yeah, before we end off, I'm gonna make sure that we get feathers. I don't normally do this, but where do I place the ink sacs? Just double checking to make sure I didn't place them in here. Oh wait, it's not spelled that way. Okay, it just had to be. Yeah, sometimes it just is a little bit. Now to grab this book, so we can make a book and quill. And we don't need the ender pearl yet. We need the feather and the ink sac to make the book and quill. I need to do this so we can have blaze powder. 5 ender, we're not going to use both of them. And now to do this. Alright, so let's see. Let's see. What am I going to do? General. Oh yeah, the off topic. Yeah, that's the one I'd recommend putting things in because I have a dedicated off topic one. Alright, so I'll look at that as soon as I'm done with this stream. And I'll have a second one later today. Now then, we need 4 gold, which we have gold. Yeah, we have everything. Because the spawners there so happen to have what we need. Right. Good, we can finally do this. I'd rather have Unbreaking 3 on that. Don't know what reading does. We could finally have some extra protection here. This was the main reason I wanted to have this advanced enchanting table. This. Actually, Feather Falling 4 is going to be here too. Unbreaking 3. Yeah, all of that's going to be there. Sword's going to be enchanted too, and luckily this stuff. Yeah, I can do Sharpness 5. Looting 3 is definitely going to stay. Unbreaking 3. This is a special enchantment specifically made to obtain more experience. Oh yeah, and I also did. Let's see. Good to finally have this. Even better to have it early on too. So I'm going to show you a prime example. The example is not a prime example. gonna go back over here and actually show you a prime example. Because it so happens that this over here has a skeleton spawner. So I get to finally show you what I'm talking about. As a skeleton should appear soon. It's already past 3, and I think after this it's going to be the end of the stream. That was not planned. But as you can see, our level went from 6 to 9. That's because I've got greed on this one. So basically, we can have a lot more levels. Plus, I put sharpness 5 on this sword. Sharpness 5, looting 3, unbreaking 3, and greed. Greed drops more experience from hostile mobs, not passive. And luckily, we have skeletons here. Also, it looks like I'm getting hats too. Or if that also means we can get more birds. Okay, one more skeleton, and then that should be good. Yeah, that's good. Let's go back here and then end it off. Alright, so the first stream I've done in months, because I had other things that were going on. And of course, I was also working on new scenes, and I was able to make this happen. It's not actually the original, I just recreated the scene from Minecraft Legacy Console Edition, specifically Title Update 12. Alright, as for everything, thanks for tuning in for this one. I'll be back later today for the direct next stream. I'm gonna rename this one because I really didn't get to what I was doing. A lot of things that could have gone wrong went wrong. First off, the YouTube end. Right, thanks for tuning in on the YouTube end. If you enjoyed, leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on new videos, streams, or shorts, which I really should get to doing. I've got social media links down below if you want to follow me on any of them. And with that, I will see you for the next stream. So long. And as for Twitch, well, a little bit longer.